You'll be much more efficient when you start using your time to its full potential. If it seems to you that there are too few hours in a day, watch this video. Today we're talking about time management. I'll give you several tips on how to use every minute and not to feel ashamed later. When you don't keep track on what and how long you do, you wonder where the time has gone. You definitely had such cases when you plan your day and you understand that it's possible to complete all the tasks. A couple of hours passed, you worked on the one item and almost completed it. It was the toughest one. You think, okay, there is still a lot of time ahead. And that's true, a lot of stuff can be done in half a day. But as soon as you completed the first point of the plan, you start to get distracted. 15 minutes here, 10 minutes there, and so on. And then the evening comes. You look at your list and understand that a lot of time passed, but a little was done. How did it happen? It's rather strange because you remember you was working responsibly all the day long. Yes, but the answer lies in the fact that you irresponsibly rested. You didn't set any rigid limits on the time outside the work. When you feel good, time seems to fly faster, right? So everybody knows about it. Here this rule comes into play. And here comes the first tip that helps me to stay productive. Plan your time and track it. To do this, you can use two tools: Planner and the timer. Both of them are available on your phone. I'll say it straight away. In my opinion, Planner is much easier to use because it requires less control from your side. So the essence is simple. Every day you have to create a list of tasks for yourself and assign them for a specific time. I've been using this calendar stuff for several years already and it's quite handy, not an ad. Here is the huge difference between when you just created a to-do list for yourself and when you know exactly when and what should you do. You'll be much more relaxed if you don't have a time limit. You'll act slower where you can do faster, in fact. On the other hand, if you know that now you have only 1 hour to complete this particular task and after that 1 hour to complete the next one, you'll be sharper. Once I even did an experiment. For a week I was working without a timer but fully dedicated to my work, and then I used an application. The difference was tangible. In terms of successes achieved, it was quite easy to see the progress. If you won't be tied to a specific time, you will start filling these gaps between work by an extra rest. Yes, sometimes rest is really necessary, but from my experience I can say this is not the case. More likely, here you will procrastinate delaying all the important stuff, and next you will see that the time has gone. Quality rest is also very important to plan. For example, for me personally, sleep and walking work the best. I know precisely what time I go to bed and when I wake up. It allows me to make the first step in building the system. You definitely will be proud of yourself when your planner is full. But as anywhere else, here's the danger. A lot of people have hard time sticking to a schedule. You can quickly burn out and decide that planning method is not for you. This way of planning your leisure, free time, rest, working, something else, it's not for everybody. Often you'll want just to feel this life and not be like a robot. So don't go too far. Start by setting few tasks on a specific time and do them until you feel discomfort. When this happens, try to analyze why did you feel it? What was the reason? If you like the results that you can get from Planner but you don't want to burn out, just act carefully and consistently. I can tell you a couple of words about working with timer, not Planner but timer now. So I use it in my work and it definitely increases your efficiency dramatically. When you start working, set a timer and until it rings, don't be distracted by anything. Nothing will be able to distract you, this is the point. Then you can take a short break and repeat it. But remember, any distractions during the timer are prohibited. The essence of this method is to train your concentration. It should be 100% when you work on something. It's in this case that you'll be as effective as possible. Efficiency comes when you're concentrated. When I do the analytics of any market, I almost always use the standard iPhone timer. To be honest, I don't like to collect all this tons of information, and this very method, it very helps me to minimize the time I spent on work. The same as with Planner. Don't overdo it. Any tool can push you away if you don't know the measure. No need to set yourself 5 timers for 2 hours each in the very beginning. Just try first. Try to set, I don't know, 2 timers, 30 minutes each, just to analyze how does it work for you. And if you do a monotonous work, you also can try this app. It's a click counter. I used it when I was looking for new contacts on LinkedIn, and I was always updated about how many of them I can find on average per hour. Found the contact, click. Found one more, click again, and so on. You start to compete with yourself to beat your own record. In general, these are very cool approaches. The second tip is to have clear, powerful and long-term motivation. In fact, I'm talking about the goal, but very specific and structured, the goal that you can clearly see. You imagine how will you feel when it happens, you know when it should be, you know how it will change your life and you will love it. That's why you go to it. And it also has intermediate stages, any action that leads to the result in the future. First, about the big goal. It should be something that will motivate you to get up in the morning, literally. If you don't know exactly why you have to wake up at 8 AM, not at 9 or 10, you will continue to sleep. Even if before going to bed you think, okay, I'll wake up earlier, you may forget that everything should have its reason. Today at 8 AM you think differently comparing with how you was thinking about waking up yesterday evening. You can't just allow yourself to be in a bed. But if you know, I have to get up right now without delaying, otherwise I won't be able to meet the investor, you will act, right? In general, it's crucially important to enjoy your life, because everything will be much easier for you in this case. It won't be necessary for you to push yourself every time to do something that will bring you closer to the goal. You'll see it in the long term. People who don't like themselves and don't like their lives, sometimes they don't even have a reason to wake up. Morning rise is the very beginning of your day, but not only this moment is important. Right motivation and reasoning affects the whole day. Think about two workers. The first one is really enjoying what he does, and the second one just want to get paid and leave. Who do you think will be the more efficient? I'm sure you know the answer, the first one, right? But why? Because he doesn't need to be forced to do any decent result, he's already motivated. You know what I mean. Which of these two workers are you? Do you enjoy your life and what you do? Even if it seems to you that pleasure is not important and only the result matters, I'll share with you my thoughts about it. I used to act like this too, only the result is needed. But it works only in a short term. Yes, I won't argue with this. In the very beginning you are extremely efficient, but step by step your inner charge becomes smaller. It's getting smaller and you have to invest even more efforts to keep you motivated. Not the best approach. You can force yourself to do something to get out of this hole, but it only works in the short term. Therefore, it's very important to be in a harmony with yourself. It always pays off. And the third tip is to find several activities that you'll be able to do anytime, anywhere and for any period of time. I have a motorcycle helmet and it's quite big. I can't put it in my backpack, it's not flexible. And I have the bottle of water that fits even in a fanny pack. If it's not a problem, I can use different bottle. I can take it out and drink anywhere and anytime. Can't say the same about the helmet. The same applies to any activity that you can do anywhere and anytime you prefer. Doesn't matter will you do it for 5 minutes or for 1 hour. If you are supposed to have a meeting but your partner is delaying for 10 minutes, what will you do? I hope you won't just sit and wait for him, because in this case you really don't value your time. As for me, just in 2 seconds I can take my phone, go to the notepad and keep working on my next YouTube video. Also, I can go to the Bitcoin chart and analyze its movement to understand when it's the best moment to buy it again. Plus, I always have a list of lectures that I want to watch. Just click on them and write down the conclusions. I mean, not a single minute of your time will be wasted if you know what to do with it. On the other hand, if you don't know how to do this and will count how many hours a day you actually spend doing nothing, you'll be horrified. They may not go to waste, yes, but they certainly won't serve you the good purpose, so why not to regulate them? Abilities that don't bring closer the future you want, they're not suitable. What's the point of scrolling Instagram feed? It won't give you any value, it won't teach you anything. Remember, those who don't fight the procrastination, sooner or later they'll be its victim. So, no point to limit yourself. There is no way for you to get back that hour that you spent on TikTok watching all these trash videos. The time has gone. Do you think Bill Gates is watching memes? Warren Buffett is scrolling Instagram? I'm 100% sure they don't. So why should you? Throw all the unnecessary trash from your life. As I mentioned before, just work out few activities for yourself that will allow you to stay productive anywhere, anytime. You will see the results in a year. As for now, just trust yourself and take action. So, I personally use all the techniques I described before, and I advise you to do the same. Just please don't overdo it. Aim straight to the target and you'll find yourself. For me, they have become the part of my life for a long time. So now it's your turn to try. Guys, as usually, thank you so much for watching my videos. I really appreciate it. So if you like this episode, give me your like. If you don't, give me your dislike. Write the comment below to explain why you like it, why you don't. It will be very useful for me. And see you tomorrow, guys. Really hope to see you there.